Askreddit thread. 30 plus Redditors. What is something that you have stopped caring about? So people ages 30 and above. Caring about people that don't care about me. People might say it is selfish attitude, but a couple years ago when I went through a rough patch, the only people there for me were my parents and some friends. I think I'm a very social person and always try to make new friends. However, I have encountered so many people that just don't care about new people in their lives. Even so far as telling me I have all the friends I need. What? After that, I stopped trying. I have a lot of acquaintances from the last couple years, but probably only one that I can now count as a friend. Wow. There's some... How do you have all the friends you need? I started seeing some of my friends passing around, no new friends on Facebook. Maybe realized that my friends were antisocial as a group. Wow, I've never seen that hashtag, but it's awful. Why wouldn't someone want more friends is beyond me. It's a reference to this song. Basically, the phrase refers to people who want to become your friends only after you become successful, so they can leech off of your success. Oh, that makes sense. Let's see. Something made a comment that got deleted before I could respond, but I still wanted to put some perspective on it. He commented that you had support. Who else did you expect to be there for you? It can be something of a shock when you have a family of 20 plus people, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and a group of 10 friends, and 20 plus acquaintances / coworkers, and find when you're in a difficult place in your life, only your parents and 2 or 3 friends are there for you in a meaningful way. Beyond, that's so sad. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Having experienced a parent with mental illness and seeing this sort of thing firsthand, it comes as no surprise to me that the number of people you can really rely on in life is very small. But to people experiencing it for the first time, it can be a shock. Well, the thing is, when you're going through a crisis, that's a lot of effort on your friend's part to be there for you. Also, I went through a tough patch, and I had a friend who was like the coolest person ever, and I owe her for life for putting up with my shit. True friend. Yeah. I deleted because I realized I wasn't in the mood to get into it, but fuck it now. I don't get how this realization can come as a shock, no matter what you've experienced before. That's just being really delusional. 2 or 3 friends and both parents isn't only. It's a very decent support group. That's actually a lot of people who would give a shit about. Who would put in the time and effort to help you. Cousins, aunts, uncles, and all that can be good as acquaintances unless one of them was especially close to you. And I don't get why you would have any expectation at all from acquaintances and coworkers. I also don't see how anyone can have 10 plus friends and claim to understand the meaning of the word. It just seems bizarre to expect more than the already very good support you received. As hard as it may be for you to believe, it is possible to have deep and meaningful relationships with more than 2 or 3 people. That seems like a lot of effort. I can totally see that, but like over the years probably. But sheesh. I guess I'm an antisocial person. 54 here. I don't care what people think about me. My fashion, my possessions, my family. I'm in the driver's seat now. I'm not trying to win friends or influence people. I'm not running for office. It's totally liberating. I feel like life has begun. Ooh. I don't care what people think about me, my fashion. Oh. Check out this guy with his stupid hat and non-tight jeans. I bet he doesn't even have a MacBook Air or a Volvo. But Andrew Carnegie. Dale Carnegie would probably be a better reference at this juncture. Unless you were going from some obscure steel magnet tie in there. God damn it, I have read the book 3 times. How the hell did I mess that up? Andrew Carnegie? Why does that sound so familiar? This is the Think and Grow Rich guy, right? I am not influenced by you, nor do I wish to become your friend, good sir. What people think, mostly with respects to self-image. Just the other day, my husband, 37, said the words, "It's not a fashion show," and I immediately agreed with him. When then both officially decided that we had reached middle age. Same age, and yeah, I care more about how I feel than how I look. I eat healthy and work out because not doing so makes me feel crappy. But the husband and I have no qualms about wearing track pants and t-shirts for a date to the movies. You guys must exercise a lot if you can fit into the same pair of pants. This is so very true for me too. As a kid, I used to dread the idea that one day when I was older, I'd be like my parents, or like the other adults who don't seem to care or notice that they were utter embarrassment to themselves. But losing that adolescence anxiety over what people think of me on a superficial level has been one of the greatest things about getting older. I take better care of myself now. I put more effort into looking good, going to the gym, wearing makeup, having fashionable clothes, but I do it for me now. I have no qualms about walking out to the mailbox in pajamas and looking like a wreck. And it carries over into personality too. I used to be afraid to be confrontational, to stand up for myself, to tell people no because it might mean they wouldn't like me. As I've grown older, I realize it doesn't matter if everyone likes me all the time. My real friends won't turn on me because I have strong opinions on a topic or can't do something once in a while. I know exactly what you mean. Yes, I will tell you to stop talking in a cinema or to turn down the music blasting out of your phone on the bus, but because I just don't care anymore, you can video the angry old man telling you off and put it on YouTube. Good, maybe it'll go viral like poo-poo, like poo-poo die guy my daughter loves. Now shut your face. Poo-poo die. Wearing a shirt I bought on South Parade Island 8 years ago. Friend asked me, "You still shop at PacSun? The fuck you worried about where I shop? I don't dress to impress a room full of guys." Oh, that's true. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. I'm 27. I hope I can feel like that when I'm 30. Caring about what the people think is annoying. Same here. If I want to wear a fanny pack and socks plus Crocs to an amusement park, I will. Financial success. When I'm hungry, I eat. When I want to go somewhere, I buy a ticket. By definition, I have enough money. I don't need to make millions and millions. I like this answer. I'm 24 and had dreams of becoming a super millionaire, but do not want to deal with the stress that comes with that. I just want to go hiking and live in Zen. The richest person doesn't have the most. They need the least. You might be interested in financial independence. Thanks. I am, in fact. This has always been my definition of success. Might be because I grew up super poor, though. This took me longer than I feel it should have, but I've quit staying good friends with people just because of our history. For example, I have a friend who I now consider a little more than acquaintance, but we've known each other almost 20 years, and for many of those years, he was closer to me than my own siblings. For the past 5 years, he's been in a relationship and now married with kids to a woman he treats slightly better than dirt. He's never abusive, but he treats her like some snobby people treat waiters at a restaurant, and it bothers me to no end. I don't know why, but I tried to be the same level of friends with him, but after 6 months of being together, I just can't stand being around him. I can totally relate. Most of my core group friends are women I've known for 25 years. Damn. The truth is, though, if I just met them today, I probably wouldn't pursue a friendship with any of them. I just recently cut one loose because I had to be honest about the fact that I just don't like her anymore. She is no longer the person she used to be, and not in a good way. She is really angry and is bad-mouthing me on Facebook, and that just makes me more sure that not having her in my life is the right decision. I didn't know people could make a... Because, see, the thing with me, I moved around a lot when I was young, all the way up until I was in high school, so I never had long friendships. Like, there's some people I met when I got out of high school, and wow, that I've been friends with for like 5 years now, and that's like the longest I've ever been friends with someone before. So I guess I'm too young for this question to really relate to me. I'd say that is emotional abusive. Poor women. You sound like a good man for moving on from that. Let's hope she follows suit. I don't want to sound like I didn't try and help her, but whenever my wife and I, spoke with her, she would always complain about him, but then gush about all the things he does for her, like sometimes he buys her some nice, cheap jewelry or whatever, and how happy she is with him, without any hard evidence of anything illegal or whatever. I'm not sure what else I can do to help her. I also confronted my friend about the treatment, but that went exactly nowhere. My wife still talks to her, offers her any help if she needs it. Yeah, that's like the definition of emotional abuse. Actually, and this is a little unfortunate, politics. In my 20s, I was so engaged in it, and I wanted to know everything that was going on, whatever, to have an opinion on everything. Now it's just not fun anymore. Everyone is nasty. No one wants to put the effort in to make an argument. No one wants to hear the other side. It sucks. It just makes me depressed to watch or read about it now. Which is terrible because as a citizen, it is my duty to be engaged. Yeah, the idealism of my youth is gone. It's just a matter of deciding who I hate a little less, and voting for them. The whole theism/atheism debate. I used to take it so seriously, and now I just don't give a shit what people believe, as long as they aren't using it as a justification for evil shit. Ooh, see, this is a good attitude to have. I finally decided that I don't honestly care whether there is a God or not. It is such a non-issue in my life that I can't even be bothered to class myself as an agnostic or atheist. It just doesn't matter. Posting this thread has gone about 500% beyond the amount of effort I want to put into the ideas of God, religion, or lack thereof. That's how little I care, and now I regret posting it. Apatheist. I think that's pretty firmly established you as agnostic. The religion of meh, we don't know and we don't care. Don't care. Me neither, but we are what we are. You don't care? I would definitely like to know. It's possibly the biggest question I would like answered. I just don't get stressed about it anymore. Not in the slightest. I have never seen where God has done anything for or against me, so it doesn't matter. Do you care about what happens after you die? Can't say that I do. What's the point about worrying about a question that can't be answered? I agree. Debunking theism isn't interesting anymore. Let's debunk something else. Moon landing? I don't know. Bush did 9/11. Bush did the Red Wedding. Clegane Bowl. Oh, I can't wait for Clegane Bowl. Oh, that'll be like the next season or the one after. So many things. I no longer care about whether people dislike me, unnecessary dramatics, gossip, relationships that I am not a part of, if someone can't help themselves and I am no longer obliged to care, what the latest beef on social media is, if I run into someone I know whilst not looking my best. Let's see. Unnecessary dramatics and gossip. Oh, I used to be so into gossip. Now I just could care less. Whether people dislike me. I still like it with people like me rather than dislike me. But I don't really care if they dislike me like I used to. Relationships that I am not a part of. If someone can't help themselves and I am no longer obliged to care. What the latest? I don't know. I never cared about some of these in the first place. This is the master list here. 25 here and well on my way down this path. One advantage of working with mostly middle-aged older men, no office drama. That would be great. I swear, everyone knows more about each other's cars and what repairs they've needed than we know about each other's personal lives. Oh, that's so great. Most of my friends are women, so this is a type of situation that I would never know, but sounds so lovely. Rejection. Having your spouse over a decade fall out of love with you with a desire to put herself first for once makes subsequent dates that go wrong seem like a very minor inconvenience. How did you stop caring about something like that? Just go through a long breakup? Oh, I might have misspoken. I cared quite a bit about being rejected by my ex-wife, but over the course of some time, and having to focus a great deal of emotion on the kids, whom I parent 3.5 days a week, I healed from that. Though, if I dwell on it, the situation still sucks. Stupid shit in my brain like, how can someone break up a family, be willing to lose a nice house and half the time with kids she loves, etc.? Answer, she wasn't willing to work on the marriage and loving me, and I now know there was clearly someone else in her mind at that point. Anyway, my original point was that now, when dating someone new, or even just asking someone out or whatever, I have no worry about whether they will say no or want to stop dating me, etc. A blind-sided divorce request from a partner of over 10 years will numb one to that kind of stuff. Of course, I have not fallen in love again, so knock on wood. Well, at least he's not one who just completely closed himself off just because of... admittedly, that is a pretty bad situation. But positive outlook nonetheless, even if it's not the most positive outlook. Pop culture. The cool new brands and new hit songs, no idea about them. That celebrity who did some controversial thing, don't know about it. The current Nickelback/Bieber/whoever that everyone else loves to hate, not aware of them. The next must-see comic book movie that everyone in their teens is going to declare the best movie ever for a few months, don't know about it. I'm relatively good with TV shows, as I watch a lot, but other than those, I know virtually nothing about pop culture other than things I pick up from places like Reddit. I'm aware someone named Nicki Minaj is a popular thing right now, but I couldn't pick her out of a lineup or name a single thing she's done in her career. It's quite nice to just not care about this stuff, especially not caring about hating the uncool stuff. If you're a grown-ass adult talking about Justin Bieber or whoever it is now being the worst person in the world, that's just sad. There's also this other thing on Reddit about, what is it, being proud of the fact that you're not aware of popular culture? I don't think that's really an old thing, but I don't think I ever really met someone who was super into it. For me, it's not like I ever stopped enjoying pop culture. I just don't have the time to follow it. It takes so much energy and effort to keep up with the changing landscape. That's a good way to put it. Answering the phone every time it rings and replying messages as soon as they come. Ooh, this is something when I first had a cell phone or had Facebook and everything, I would totally answer stuff as soon as possible. As soon as I got it, and even apologize if I hadn't replied like within a timely manner. And now I just don't care. That's partly because of my YouTube channels and how I just get so many messages every day. And I used to reply to all those too. Oh, not anymore. There's just too much. It'd be like a second job if I actually replied to all the comments. And that kind of carried over into my personal life too, and I kind of just ignore text messages that I don't want to deal with. Or messages, or I'll just reply to them whenever I feel like it. Having a YouTube channel has turned me into an old person. Oh man, so much this. I used to love having like 4 missed texts / calls / people who want to talk to me. It made me feel so loved. Now I just ignore my phone most days. It's too much trouble to constantly talk to these people I really don't care that much for. If I really cared about them, I'd be messaging / calling them to make plans and not just keep up. So now I really just find people who always want to message and can never hang out annoying. Saying no. Want to go out? No. Can I come over for dinner? No. Can you work late when you have plans? No. Can you come visit me and bring stuff? No. Can you fix your computer? No. I do things for nothing, but I don't do them at my own expense and going out of my way. That would be selfish, because it's done under presumption that it will ever be returned. Cutting back and just doing things rarely is true generosity with no strings attached. Ew, my biggest thing is that I say no to everything. I've got to change myself to say yes to more stuff. I really need to learn how to say no. The biggest issue with not saying no is that if you do it once, the other person will definitely take you for granted. That's true. I know, because oh no, I haven't. I don't think I've ever taken anyone for granted like that. I'm pretty sure I'm just saying that because I watched a TV show where it happened once. Ugh, I sometimes confuse TV shows with things that happened in my life. Wonder how many other people do that. You sound like the old guy from Up with the Cub Scout kid. This needs more upvotes. Hand slowly raises. I've only started saying no in the past year building up to our wedding. I now say no and don't feel guilty about letting others down or disappointing them. Not for serious things just like dinner, drinks, or run, etc. Finding the best deal. If I find the thing I need, there's no way I'm waiting for a sale. I buy it right fucking now. I'll pay $2 for a $1 item I need. My wife will pay $1 for a $2 item we don't need. I have similar conversations with my wife. The more we buy, the more we save. Had Aspel. No, the more we buy, the more we spend. Do we really need X thing? Now, sometimes she's right, and we do stock up on storable consumables, e.g. paper towels. But I think there is a tendency to get seduced by sales into questionable purchases. I have made it my mission to be our family's bulwark against that kind of thing. You see, growing up ridiculously poor, this has never been a problem for me. Since I barely ever had enough money to buy the absolute necessary things. So buying something just because it's on sale is just something I've done that sometimes, actually. I'm not completely faultless. Being cool. I don't really care what people think about my taste in music or movies or clothes or anything like that. I no longer try to advertise a subculture affiliation via surface shit like that. I used to be like the antithesis of this. I used to talk about stuff that I liked because I knew no one else liked it. because it was, I don't know why I did it. Attention, I guess. I don't know. I always got weird looks. No one really ever cared, though, which was fine because I was super open about all of my hobbies, I guess. I don't know. People just don't really care as much as you think they do. Literally everything. I'm at that point now. I'm only 20, so maybe it is uncommon. My friends and family see me as jaded, but I am actually relaxed and have a positive outlook on life. Nor do I think I've got it all figured out. However, I feel I enjoy adulthood. I just don't care for most things, but I respect others and their interests. What a great way to live your life. Why do you only have one upvote? That's my jam. I just don't care about stupid shit that most people would get upset about, like fast food messing up my order or something. I think I enjoy my life more than most people. Oh, I do the same thing too. Mainly because I worked customer service for a while, but also because I always think about the amount of effort it would take to get mad at something so stupid like that I just don't bother because I only have so much energy I can spend in a day. Breathing. As long as breathing isn't currently being impeded, nearly everyone doesn't care about it. Facebook. It's a total time suck. Nothing on there is interesting to me. I don't care about your political stance. I don't care to comment on it just to have you try to rip my stance and me try to change your mind. You have your opinion and I have mine. And now we're set in our ways. I don't want to fight. I'm done comparing my inside turmoil in my personal life that I don't share with the highlights of someone else's life. It makes me feel like all my old friends have made these amazing lives for themselves and that nothing ever goes wrong. It makes me feel like a failure even though I know it isn't true. I don't need to be sold shit via advertising that has been catered to me by invading my personal privacy. I don't need to brag about anything in my life to anyone. My closest friends know a lot about me and that's who I care about. I use Facebook a lot, but mainly because I use that instead of texting to talk to my friends, because I don't like texting, and I'm always on my computer. So Facebook is the way to go. Finishing a book that I'm enjoying life. Finishing a book that I'm not enjoying. Life is too short to finish reading something you thought would be good and interesting but aren't really liking. Same applies to movies/TV series. That's something I started doing, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I used to always just finish everything I started. I read all of the Chronicles of Narnia books, even though they were, some of them were pretty good, but most of them were mediocre at best. Please explain this to my wife. Her book logic is as follows. I can't judge a book until I've read at least half of it. I've read at least half of a book. I might as well finish it. What? Trying to shock other grown-ups. I remember being young and stupid, dancing silly when a car drove past as we walked to wherever young, stupid kids walk to. I remember panhandling, not because I was poor, but just to see how much we could get. I remember being so damn obnoxious to get a reaction out of the adults around me. Yesterday, I was driving home from Target after getting some sweet deals with the kid in tow, and at a red light, a group of teenagers pulled up. Their music was pumping, and they were being totally obnoxious to see if they could get a reaction out of me. I laughed and shook my head at them, and they seemed to be satisfied as they drove off. Probably posting about how cool their interaction was or whatever. And then it hit me. I'm a legit adult now. Oh. You see, I used to also do stuff to get reaction out of people because it's so satisfying, but I don't think I'd do anything obnoxious. I like to think I did it a lot more subtly than that, but not really. It's really easy just to get cheap laughs. When you're younger, you'd never picture yourself as the adult being the butt of the joke. What I realize is when this shit happens to me, I humor them and act in a way that would satisfy them because fuck it, they're kids. Let them be happy with whatever reaction they're looking for. But that's when it hit me. I wonder how many adults just humored me when I was younger and doing stupid shit. I wonder how many reactions were legitimate versus someone like me now, overreacting to give them a good story but not actually giving a fuck. Fashion. I used to think I was all anti-fashion as a punk rock kid, but I was just fooling myself. I was fashion conscious as hell with my spikes, mohawk, etc. Now I just wear it was practical and comfy. Way more punk rock that way. Oh, that's funny. How do you not realize this like right away? I don't care about fashion, so I'm gonna dress exactly like all other punks. Nothing is more punk than selling out. Punks have forgotten their Sex Pistol roots and take themselves too seriously. Also, conforming to a subculture is still conforming. You may be rejecting the mainstream, but you're still embracing conformity. I was definitely that kid in high school. I remember in high school chuckling about the group of kids who wore shorts that said things along the lines of, "You laugh at me because I look different. I laugh at you because you all look the same." That might have a more meaningful impact if I hadn't seen 5 of you wearing the same exact shirt on different days. My regional science fair t-shirt, on the other hand, I had not seen anyone else wear. So by your rules, I am the true rebel. I was just talking about this yesterday. I have a shirt that maybe a few dozen were made, and it is now 24 years old. That shit must be singular at this point. Therefore, I am the true rebel. Anything to do with impressing people who don't give me a paycheck. Put it a better way. Anything to do with impressing people who you can't benefit from in any way. Get the collector's box set for anything. Just get me the game. I barely have enough time to play. Oh, so true. I have become a filthy casual. I love RPGs, but no longer can play them for long enough to know what I'm doing. What quest was I on? Who did I talk to? Where is this person placed? Where am I? What's in my inventory? So now it's pretty much iPhone games that I can play for 5 minutes while waiting for someone else to do something and forget about as soon as someone is done. My tits. Until like a year ago, I desperately wanted breast implants. I thought, with bigger breast implants, I'll finally be really hot. But you know, I've just accepted that I'm not a sexy, sultry vixen. At a whopping 100 pounds, I am a cute little thing. I used to hate when someone called me that. It was about the worst thing you could say to, I think she meant me, because I wanted to be the vixen sexy, not adorable. But I'm just okay with it now. I'm cute, not sexy, and that's awesome. It's funny, I'm finally in a place in my life where I can conceivably afford implants, and now I don't want them. It almost seems like the hallmark of maturing that you can finally have the extravagant desire of your youth, but no longer want them. I have had a similar change of heart about hair transplant. I started losing hair at the age of 25, and initially, I was so aghast with everyone noticing I tried all the tricks in the book to reverse the trend, but to no avail. I seriously thought about getting hair transplants because I thought no girl's ever going to like me because of my baldness. Then slowly, as I approached 30, I just accepted my fate. Now I just shave my head and have been told that I actually rock my bald look. Started losing mine at 12, and finally had to go bald at 19. I'm almost 22 now and haven't caught a lot of flack because of it. I'd say shave your head when it starts to look stupid because chances are you'll look better as a bald person. Yeah, in that case, there are 2 reasons not to shave your head. It's covered in neo-Nazi tats. It's got a bunch of bumps on it from being dropped in your head as a baby repeatedly. Dressing to look sexy. Comfort is main goal now. I'm not saying this is a good attitude to have, so don't downvote me for it, but here we go. Doomsaying. At my age, I have lived through so many "the end is nigh for America, nay, the world" moments that it has become hard to take even something that deserves serious consideration, like global warming, as seriously as I should. I grew up in the 70s and 80s when the prominent message from the media was America is on its knees. Every story on TV or in the news was that our military was worthless, our companies couldn't compete, and our educational system was leading us to imminent collapse. And of course, we would all die in a nuclear holocaust that America, no doubt, would be the cause of. Then the 90s came and Russia collapsed. Japan's economy dominance failed. The military showed capabilities that no one really expected. There was no nuclear day after, and so on. So now, we're being told that China is going to overtake us. The F-35 is crap. Our educational system sucks. U.S. industry can't compete. Our cities are going to sink into the seas. And with the benefit of half of life experience, it's really, really hard to not just say, "You don't say," and presume that either the media is overestimating things for the sake of a good story, or that things are going to simply work out for the best. Plus, with so much going on in my life with work and family, it's hard to get involved in or much concerned about the bigger picture, or worried much about it, because I have so many things that are more immediate that I have to deal with. Again, not a great attitude to have, but I think it's almost inevitable, except for my very passionate few. I vote and I try to pay attention to the issues, but when I hear scaremongering of any kind, my immediate thought is that they're overestimating the issue. How is this bad? Often the most important issues are the ones at home. Thank you, sir. You cannot stand the sensationalism of the news, blah, blah, blah. Console wars, clubbing. This is a really long one. I should just end this soon. Missing out on something. New music. Getting married, having kids. I used to settle for relationships that weren't ideal because I thought I had this ticking clock. Now I'm happier going my own way. I'm still compromising relationships as long as it isn't respect/equality issue, but when I realize I'm much happier by myself than I ever was in a dysfunctional relationship, I'll gladly be the crazy old single lady in my camper trailer selling beaded jewelry and paintings to tourists in a border town over settling for something less than wonderful. Receding hairline is gone for good. Staying out late or having to go to bars, clubs, friends. Permanence, everything is temporary. Anything can be taken away from you at any time. Enjoy what you have today and learn to live with uncertainty. Oh, this is something I learned very early on. At my age, 74, eat whatever I want. I don't care how many calories or trans fat it contains. Arguing online. I think that's an age when you can stop just caring what you're eating. Arguing online. Video games. I just don't feel compelling need to play anymore. If I have spare time, I'd rather just kick back and binge watch something on Netflix. People. Life. Reddit's just all I care about. Being thin. Gotta say, as a woman, my weight was something that was at least in the back of my mind since I was 8 or so. Like, I can remember in 3rd grade already talking about going on diets with my friends. I always thought I was fat or on the verge of becoming fat, and even though it wasn't always my primary concern, it was right there in the back of my mind. I was never seriously anorexic, but I spent way more time counting calories and working out to earn my meals than was mentally healthy. Birthdays, porn, it's meh now. Little things, Jesus, what does it matter? I just don't get upset by little frustrations as much anymore. Having lots of friends, politics, holy shit, this is a really long one. Some of these are like really good too and I want to read them, but this is 30 minutes long. That's enough.